So, with that said, Mike, what do you say? Let's go ahead and bring him on.
Without further ado,
Ladies and gentlemen, the big man himself, stay down, Josh Watson.
Hey, what's happening?
What's up, brother?
yeah, there we go.
Dude.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Not a whole lot. Everything, not much. You know, that kind of shit.
So Josh, we had to get you back on here because the last time we saw you, we were out in Denver. We're heading back to Denver. We were out in Denver. You were fired up on all cylinders, having a good old time out there.
Is that what you call it? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times you told me you would knock both of these big bitches out. I think it was at least a dozen times. I'll knock that big bitch out.
Yep.
Right now. It was fucking crazy.
Well, in the beginning of the night, chilling, love the t-shirt. Look at that with the red light special. And then by the end of the night, it's almost like you're in the same place, but you're really not. You're on the actually opposite corner of the stadium there.
Oh, that's funny.
That was a great night.
Yeah,
it was a good ass time.
It was good. It was a good time. I got a little bit too obnoxious though.
No,
really?
I think it was fantastic.
I was the right amount of obnoxious.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Fine.
It was perfect. But you know what, dude? And I think I was standing right next to you.
Because you were being fun.
When Copeland and Rothwell were beating the shit out of each other, and Rothwell had him in the clinch, it was just like fucking peppering him. You and I were standing there, and that big ass screen was right above our head, and the entire time you're like, "I'll fuck this dude up. I'll fuck this dude up." So with that said, what the hell is going on with you, Josh?
Well, with that said, I don't know if anybody else noticed, but Rothwell posted something on Instagram today, saying that he's being told he's on the Texas card. Obviously it makes sense. They're booking it to be the biggest card in BKFC history. So he's one of the bigger names. So yeah, they're obviously want him, but by the sounds of it, he doesn't have an opponent locked in. He started, he made the comment, to like leave in the comments who you like me to see, who you like to see on the fight card. And, so I ran with it, and a lot of my fans are running with it, and everyone's posting and, trying to share and get that whole thing going. So, I don't think Rothwell deserves a title fight. I don't think I deserve a title fight, but if they're going to give him one, like, hey, I'll fight him. I think I'm just as deserving for one as he is. We've done basically the same. I've been running around trying to start like pushing for them to go to do super heavyweight fight. Cause it just feels like after Rothwell fought last time in April, there hasn't been any traction or any kind of movement of heavyweights in the entire division. Like
weird.
The whole thing. There's actually only been one heavyweight fight, I think, since April 29th. And that was on that prospects card. Other than that, there hasn't been any legit heavyweight fights the entire time.
Which is so weird because the title is hanging out there in the wind, and like you would think that they'd want to jump on that. The heavyweight champion of any company is considered the biggest, baddest motherfucker on the planet, but the title's just hanging out there, dude.
Right, and that is weird.
With
the politics behind Feldman wanting to change the weight class to 285, that doesn't just, you don't just write it down and it's done. You have to jump through a lot of hoops. You have to deal with all the commissions. All the commissions have to agree with it. There's probably a lot of lawyer bullshit that has to go on. And that being said, like, I felt that was probably why there was a holdup. Well, why are we holding it up when they came out with the unified rules a few weeks ago? And in the unified rules, they actually have a super heavyweight division. So why don't we just bring out a super heavyweight title and, either just have like an inaugural, just fight for it. Me and Ben, since we're the only two big guys out there that are just sitting above 285 or above 265, happy. We can do like a 8-man tournament or something. Spread over like 3 events. I think that'd be rad. The tournament thing's been done a bunch. PFL, Bellator used to do it, and it gets a lot of a lot of traction. A lot of people like it, you know. And
I'm actually sending the page from the Unified Rules to Mike right now. If you could rip this shit onto the screen, everyone can see the unified weight classes.
Right. And I mean, and it solves the problem. It gets rid of it. No more lawyers, no more like talking, no more holding up everyone's life. Because I mean, I have the same sentiment as Big Ben does, is the fact that we're old. We're not getting younger. He's a year above me. You know, he's 41, I'm 40. And, you know, like Father Time is knocking on the door. And so let's get this thing going. Let's get the ball rolling, you know, like like with a tournament, at least, you know, that if you keep winning, you have 3 fights in the next span of a year.
Right.
You know, you know what you're doing.
That makes it real easy on the matchmakers for the company as well. Like they could basically coast for the next 12 months. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know, like you and build around it and stuff like that. I just, you know, like, but since, you know,
there it is, Josh, right there on the screen. We got it for everyone to see.
Right.
In the unified bare knuckle rules, the ABC unified bare knuckle rules, that is the weight classes right there. So they can go as crazy as adding a 107 weight class for the women now.
Right.
That's fucking crazy.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's what they were calling the atom weight. It was 105.
Yeah. Right. So flyweight is now 115, bantamweight 125. Weird.
But the girls were fighting at 105.
We're atom weight. Yeah, atom. So they changed that. Cruiserweight 206 to 225. I love that.
Me too.
I love that. I think Alan Belcher should come back and fight in that division right there. If they're going to add a 205,
makes more sense. But
a 225, and imagine Lorenzo Hunt in a 225 division. Like,
I mean, that division's actually. I mean, Feldman should run with that. You know, they want to throw him all the belts. Like that's the next division that he would be able to take over pretty damn easy.
Yeah,
you know, I love that 225. I think it's 205 is a little too light for heavyweight. 20 or 210 rather. 250.
Yeah. Right. No, I agree with that because realistically speaking, if you're walking around at 225 pounds, be a man and cut 20 pounds and fight 205.
Yep. Right.
You know, so I used to cut from 240 to make 205 every time.
Dude, I was looking at your Instagram. I think it was your Instagram or maybe your Facebook. And I think you had posted a 10-year challenge photo of you. I don't know when you posted that, if it was like this year and 10 years ago or last year and 10 years ago, but the person to the left 10 years before is not the same person. That's a different person. It's fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, realistically, I think I did it. I think I did it with the weigh-in photo for when I fought Brian Etchinson, because between me fighting him, it was about 10 years before that when I fought my lowest weight was 197.
Wow. Yeah, if anybody goes on your Instagram, his social medias are all at the bottom there. Go on there and find that. It's pretty crazy. So today, Josh, I went ahead and the fan in me wanted to stir the pot in the heavyweight division.
I saw.
So, and I really like the graphic. If you guys didn't see it, go on our Instagram, check that shit out. I like the graphics that we've been making, and I made this one, and like I explained my thought in the description, and it seems like
I don't argue it.
Yeah, it seems like that makes sense. Mick Terrell, 6-1, former champion, fought Arnold Adams the first time coming off of COVID or having COVID. Arnold was the last champion. Should not have lost that fight to Alan Belcher. If you ask me, he got robbed by the referee in that one.
Agreed.
So technically, he should still be the champ anyway. Let him and Mick run that one back. A healthy, top of his game, Mick Terrell, and then let Ben Rothwell and Josh Watson, who were already booked to fight back in Denver, BKFC 41. They should have ran this one already.
Yep.
It was already stamped in the books. Go ahead, bring it back up. Let them two fight the title eliminator. Now, what you just said about the super heavyweight, if they introduce that, then go ahead, let those two fight for the heavyweight. Let you two, there it is. Look at that. Look at Mike, Johnny on the spot. Wow, dude, that does not look like the same Josh Watson. That is
about a 70-pound difference.
Wow, it's fucking nuts. Yeah, insane. So like I was saying about that graphic, if you go into the comments of that, pretty much everybody agrees. Everybody agrees with that, and they want to see you and Big Ben.
Right.
Your thoughts on that? Did you see that?
Yeah, no, I did. I think I mean, you tagged me in it, so I think I had the first like on, or the first like and the first comment on it.
True.
No, I feel the same way that Arnold got robbed on that fight, and you know, I'm an honest person. I'm gonna call shit like it is, and he deserves. He should have gotten a quick turnaround rematch, in my opinion. When Belcher stepped down, I actually messaged Adams, and he was like, "Hey, I'm like, did you hear the news? Like, you know, like, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, we'll see." It's funny because he's in the exact same boat as I am. He's coaching his son's football, and I can't really do a whole lot because of my son's football. And you know, that kind of we were both laughing at the fact that we can't really do a whole lot until middle of October or the start of November because of football controlling our lives. You know,
right.
Kids come first.
That's I totally feel you on this, Josh. And just recently, I actually turned down a big opportunity for myself on the military side.
Okay.
Because if I was to go that route, it would have been an 18-month commitment. And people think I was crazy for turning it down, whatever. I'm not going to say what the opportunity was, but people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" My answer was, I got an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old that are both very involved in sports. I'm very involved in their lives, and I coach baseball and basketball, and I do this show, and I have a fun, fucking happy life at home. I don't need to fuck that up.
Nope.
It's not that important to me.
Nope.
Maybe in 4 or 5 years from now, when my kids are a little more grown, if that opportunity comes back around, I'll go for it. But for now, I'm young and I enjoy sports with my kids.
I completely agree with that. That's, you know, that's the better way to do it. You know,
they're not going to fucking be young forever.
No, not at all.
It flies by.
And my son got moved to center, and that's what I played when I played college football. So like, without trying to overstep and be on the field a bunch and be super controlling, but at the same time, though, it's
gotta be hard, though, right?
It's very hard because when you don't agree with the coaching or you don't agree with what's being said, and you know, I've been his coach before, and I kind of ruined football for him, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
he was younger. He's much more mature now. He understands, like, if I'm yelling about something, he gets why, like, certain things need to be a certain way. Whereas before, I'm just screaming at a 7-year-old and he's crying on the field.
Do you think you're
I don't want to do this anymore.
Do you think the other coaches also know in the back of their mind that you knocked out Greg Hardy last time? You start to get a little frustrated. They look over, they see that.
Well, no, actually, what's actually funny is with the frustration. My son told me he would laugh when he's on the practice field because the coach will be talking about doing something, like talking him through a drill or something, and he just looks over and he sees me squirming in my chair, just completely uncomfortable, just hating it, just miserable, like I can't even bear the words that are coming out of the coach's mouth. And he goes, I look at him, or I look at your response, and I know whatever he's telling us is absolutely wrong. And you know, like I said, he's old enough to know the difference now, and he knows that, like, what I'm saying, like the information that I'm giving him is the correct information, and you know, I'm looking out for his best interest. I'm not trying to set him up to fail or anything. I want him to do good.
And how old is he now?
13. He's 8th grade.
So he's turning into a little man. So that's like my son's 12 going. He's like 12 and a half right now, but he's got the little shadow.
My kid, he doesn't have the peach fuzz yet.
Jackson's like 5'5" now. He's like 135 pounds, and he's got the little shadow mustache. And I'll be like, dude,
that's crazy.
At the beginning of the season, he was like 5'7", just shy of 170 pounds.
That's a big fucking kid.
Well, you're pretty much on my Instagram. If you looked at the from a few months back, we went to the MMA awards, and he came with me, and we took a picture side by side at the red carpet thing. And pretty much everyone's number one response was the fact that my kid's hands are huge because we both did like the fist up thing, and they're like, damn, your kid's got humongous hands. I was like, okay, sure. Like,
he's gonna be knocking people. One day he'll be knocking people.
I mean,
out,
he's been doing jiu-jitsu for a long while.
Nice.
He got in trouble with his mother when we were going through a divorce. She tried to bring it up that I was having her son at 3 years old doing jiu-jitsu, and it was way too young. And like the gym started at 5, yet I had him in there 2 years early, and that wasn't right. She was just, it's divorce. They're trying to, you try to throw anything you can at the wall, see if it sticks. And that was one of the things that she tried.
I think jiu-jitsu is great.
Yeah, no, it is.
It was just like the best thing you could put a kid in.
For anything.
Yeah.
It was just basically like that whole argument of like me trying to make him go down my path and like do what I want him to do. And I'm like, no, the kid, like now he's 13. He actually really enjoys jiu-jitsu because of the time that he gets off the school bus. We don't really get to go to kickboxing, but he went during the summer this year and he seemed to really like that. And we're in Las Vegas. He has a future of some sort of combat sports in his future.
I would say.
Yeah,
you got to give them outlets, you got to give them all that stuff, because otherwise then they're just in the house after school or whatever. They've got nothing to do. So you say, hey, here's
they'll end up like
this.
Mike in summer school having somebody else do their homework.
You don't want that.
No, the cool part is that the kid has a shit ton of confidence. He stands up for himself really well, and he has a tendency to stand up against bullies. Awesome. He's like, there was an issue where he tossed when he was in 6th grade. It was like week number 2 of school, and this kid was bullying an 8th grader was bullying a kid with glasses, and he ended up like tossing him on his head, making him cry. And then like there was a fight with a bunch of 8th graders, and he like broke the fight up, and the kid that was getting beat up was behind him, and he's just stood there kind of not in like a fighting stance, but he just stood there like ready to go. And 3 8th graders wouldn't approach a 6th grader.
Jesus.
That's pretty fucking awesome. I mean, I love so you want to hear something crazy? So there's a thing called advisory in middle school now. I don't really know if we had that growing up, but so Jackson tells me, he's like, yeah, it's advisory. All the different kids from different classes get together in like one room. They like sit in a circle and they talk about things, and they talk about like, and one of the topics was like bullying, right? So the teacher or whoever it is, counselor, is like, yeah, how do you approach a bully if somebody's bullying you? And like some kid was like, you tell them to stop, or you walk away, or get help, or you tell somebody. My son does jujitsu with this kid, Eli, and Eli goes, I got something to say, and I think Jackson's going to agree with me on this, because the way we're brought up is if somebody's bullying you, and especially if they hit you, you hit back and you defend yourself. And that's how I've been brought up. And he's like, and I'm pretty sure Jackson Mish is on board with me. And Jackson was like, yeah, that's how I'm brought up too. And you know what the teacher said? If somebody hits you, I don't have a problem with you hitting back.
Oh, that's a good teacher.
Like, what?
That's a good teacher.
I thought there was going to be a different.
I thought we were getting the curveball. No, that's actually the curveball. I thought
that was the curveball. It fucking blew my mind, because I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah." They were like, "I'm actually okay with that. If somebody puts their hands on you and hits you, and you hit back, fine. But once you hit back, you get help. You you stop it, and then you get help." And I'm like, "Wow."
It's the progression of the progression of I forget the term, the law term, but like there's that progression of aggression or something like that, where it's like he pushes, you push, they do this, you do this, they punch you, you punch them. Once you start taking over and you're the one doing it, now you're the one that can get in trouble. Like someone attacks you with a knife and you take them down, you get the knife away from them, and then you ground and pound their face into a curb. Yeah. Now you're in trouble because you over aggressed it versus equal.
So Josh, I actually just had this conversation because I was talking about this at work with somebody, and I learned 24 years ago in my senior year of high school that self-defense, it doesn't exist anymore, right? And I got into a fight in the senior parking lot at my high school, and I didn't do anything until the kid hit me, right? Hit me, square in my fucking nose. I took him down and I beat the brakes off of him. Right. We both get arrested. My dad comes to pick, or my mom comes to pick me up. My argument with the police was, he hit me first and I was just trying to defend myself. You know what the cop told me? That shit doesn't exist anymore. You want to know the real truth, kid? Whoever wins gets the most punishment.
Stupid.
And I was like,
they want you to run the second you get a chance to run.
Basically. Yeah, you know what he said? You should have
curled up. House
you should have curled up in a should have curled up in a ball and waited for help. That's what
I hope you called him a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, and then I'm a fucking pussy for the rest of my life.
Right.
I'm the kid that curled up in a ball.
Grounds? No.
Yeah.
I know we're getting close to running out of time, but I was gonna say my code with my son when he was little was if someone's bullying you and you ask them to stop and they keep doing it, I go punch them in the throat. And so that, like, if I was to get a call by the principal, teacher, whatever, like, oh, your son got in a fight, I'm like, oh, damn, really? Like, what happened? Oh, well, he punched him. Where'd he punch him? And if they were to tell me that he hit him in the throat, I'd be like, nah, now see, here's the problem is my son's getting bullied. And no one's, and my whole thing, he never had to face it. He never got bullied. But my whole thing always was, cool, let's sit down with the parents. Let's have kids and parents, everybody sit down. And as a whole, we'll come to an agreement. And I go, and if we don't come to an agreement, I'm going to bully the fuck out of his dad.
You like that you ever see that show True Detective with Colin Farrell? When he finds out that the kid's getting bullied and he goes to the kid's house, knocks on the door. The kid answers the door. He's like, are you Aspen?
Yeah.
Can you go get your dad for me?
Yes.
And then he brings him outside. He beats the shit out of his dad in front of Aspen. Yeah. He's like, this is your fault. No.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I'll give him the opportunity to fix it, give him an opportunity to talk to your kid. But if you're going to say that your kid did nothing wrong and you're not going to fix the behavior, well, then I'm going to bully you.
Yeah. I mean, we were all kind of brought up the same time frame, so I feel like we're all cut from the same cloth for sure. And yeah, we're getting ready to talk to Lorenzo in a few minutes. We brought you on here. We already talked about it. You've been stagnant for a while. You came off that huge win. You had the huge fight booked. Ben Rothwell was the guy. He's the one you want.
Yep.
He's the one we all want to see. And there's that. I mean. That's a fucking great poster. I don't know. I'm patting myself.
I'm not mad at it at all. That's solid.
Yeah, it's solid.
Really good.
Any final?
Adams looks like he's a cruiserweight in that one, though.
You know what? Those two guys staring at each other is from the actual fight that they fought each other. That's exactly the shape that they were in when they were staring at each other. I just took Dave Feldman out of the middle.
Right. Yep. Makes sense.
I actually think it might have been Nate Shook in the middle of the two of them on that one, actually. But anyways, Josh, do you want to shoot a message out to Ben direct? Do you want to send a message out to the bosses? Like anything you want to say, go ahead and say it now, and then we'll let you get out of here, man.
Ben, and realistically, I've always thought you were a pretty cool guy, really down to earth. I appreciated the not call out, but like kind of mentioning my name that first time around. We had our words after the fact. We went back and forth on Facebook, bitching at each other. I think that's a little bit gone. Respectfully, I want that fight back. I know the only thing that you want above me is a title, which, I already said it, like I can't control that part. But if you don't get that title fight, I'm the only option for you. I'm the only big guy in there. And realistically speaking, biggest show in BKFC history needs the two biggest fighters on their heavyweight division, me and you. So let's do it.
That's the only one. I mean, it was already booked. We were already excited for it.
Yeah, everybody's excited. Everybody's excited for it.
And like I said, dude, if they were to throw you and him on there and Mick and Arnold on there with whoever Perry is fighting, there's another title fight on that card already.
Yep,
dude, right there, man. So if you put those 4 fights on there, that card's already fucking massive. Yeah. And you know what they say, everything's bigger in Texas. You need to go fucking huge with this shit. So I hope you get your wish. I hope you get your fight. And get back in that squared circle soon. Mike, what do you got for Josh?
Josh, I better see you in that damn squared circle in Dallas. Damn it, we got to do everything it takes. Are you going to Denver? Are you going to be around?
No, my schedule's too tight. I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't have any, we discussed before. I don't got nobody to watch my dogs.
Yeah.
My kid's football games start up this weekend. So that means Saturday mornings I'm booked. So like I can't get away. I need some of these big sponsors to come through and
fly out.
Before we let you go, let me because I don't know anything about this.
Oh, Jelly Roll. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. No, just honestly, their tour manager hit me up the other day and was like, "Hey, you want to come to the show?" I initially said no because I had to work. I got things lined up and I went, and they took care of me and sat there and had an amazing time backstage, running around. Felt like a fucking superstar, like just running me up, every single person being like, "This is the motherfucker that knocked out Greg Hardy," and just it was cool. And then meeting Jelly Roll, he lives out in Vegas and he's not touring this winter, so we're gonna do some things. You'll see it.
That's cool. Fucking awesome, man. Good for you. Congratulations on that. And like Mike and I just said, hope we see you back in there soon, dude.
Thank you. Real quick.
God.
Fucked Up Energy, no quarter combatives. Muerta, check them out.
Do all those things, all right? Either do that or stay down, you know what I'm saying?
Do it, or when you open your eyes tonight to go take a piss, this is going to be staring.
That's the face. That's the face you're looking at.
There it is. All right, Josh. Good talking with you as always. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
All right.
Later. Bye.